Micah walks into his house. He's 6 years old and it's been a long day. Upon entering, he notices the television's on. His brothers and sisters are upstairs playing. So he walks over to the couch, he grabs his favorite blanket and a toy, and he cuddles up in front of the TV. And as he dozes off, he has this dream where he and his siblings are playing in a big open field, running, chasing, keep away. In fact, the dream is so vivid that his body physically kicks, almost startling him awake. And in this dream, it is bliss. While lying there, he hears the front door creak open and the sound of footsteps and a loud exclamatory shout. Micah, get over here right now! Micah jumps up, he looks around. He notices his father standing in the doorway, angry. He analyzes every crease on his father's face, the sweat dripping from the top of the forehead to the cheek, and the muscle striations in his arm as his father's finger pokes back and forth at him. And he thinks to himself, nope, there is no way I'm going over there. And his father, frustrated with his noncompliance, begins marching towards him. And Micah, terrified, is quivering, urinates. Now, if Micah's father was talking to a child, we would all know that's inappropriate. But why also is it okay to talk to a dog like that? Having spent over 20 years in the pet industry and one of the nation's largest dog training facilities, we've observed around 90% of our clients interact with their dogs in this manner. Did you know, according to the American Veterinary Medical Association, 45.5% of US households have a dog. That's 89.7 million households. Now, I say all this as a professional dog trainer, someone who's trained thousands of dogs, including working in law enforcement canines. The number one mistake I see people make is treating their dogs as if they're human. Do you know what that's called? Anthropomorphism. It's the attribution of human characteristics to an animal. But why do we do this? Is it because we consider them as pets? Or are they such an integral part of our family that we forget we're treating them like they're people? We created a society where dogs are wearing doggy slippers. We are stopping by coffee shops to get them pup cups. We buckle them into our vehicles with seatbelts. And we're even throwing them elaborate birthday parties. But we've neglected their most basic and biological needs: structure, purpose, physical exercise, and mental stimulation. Sure, they're part of our daily routine. They wake when we wake. They eat when we eat. They go everywhere we go. They even sleep when we sleep. But being a part of our family doesn't mean that they're human. We've neglected their most basic needs. And that's exactly what I'm here to talk about, whether we are truly meeting the needs of our dogs in today's world. For thousands of years, dogs have been working side by side humans, hunting, guiding, herding, and guarding. They had jobs. They had a purpose. Fast forward to now. Most dogs' biggest job is to be the chief pillow warmer or a crumb vacuum. We've gone from protecting our livestock to protecting our favorite spot on the sofa. They live in apartments, backyards, and kennel crates, oftentimes for long hours with little to no stimulation. Yes, we love our dogs, but our love is simply not enough. The daily walk around the block for most dogs aged 0 to 4 years isn't enrichment. It's the bare minimum. Dogs chewing shoes, barking nonstop, or digging holes in the backyard, those aren't signs of a bad dog. Those are cries for help, symptoms of a mind and body both understimulated and restless. Imagine being full of energy and intelligence. Dogs like German Shepherds, Golden Retrievers, Aussies, and Labradors, and staring at the same 4 walls, just waiting for someone to come home. You'd probably chew up the furniture too. I've had clients who have no problem letting their infants cried out on the 2nd floor of their house at the way back on advice from their pediatric physician. But the moment they hear their dog whimper in a crate, they'll look me in the eye and tell me, there is no way I'm putting Fido in a crate. Fido sleeps in bed with me. That's doggy jail. Now let's think about that. A human child is left to cry alone because the doctor says it's okay, and probably what's best for the development. While the dog, an entirely different species altogether, is pressed up against you every night, almost to the point where you're going to fall out of bed. Don't you find that to be ironic? And it's not doggy jail as long as you're providing them enrichment and exercise. It's well-deserved rest. Many people don't even walk their dogs a mile a day. They barely even train them. The physical and mental engagement these dogs need, that ain't happening. So what happens to a dog that's not getting what they need? They become explosive, almost like a tea kettle without a spout, and that energy has to go somewhere, oftentimes in an undesirable way. So what do people do? They go straight to the internet and type in, how do I calm my high-energy dog? And the internet responds back with a 5-minute video on using lavender oils, incense, and good vibes. Well, what it should say is, take your dog for a walk. Then they type in, but it's raining outside. Now the dog, a creature with fur designed for water, looks at the human, and a human with 17 different raincoats in the closet looks back at the dog, both wondering why they're not walking. So put on a raincoat and still take your dog for a walk. But I have a fenced-in backyard. Well, Fido's not going to throw his Fitbit on, run around and do circles trying to get their cardio in. Dogs weren't meant to sit still all day. They were built to think, to move, to act. We come home and give our children everything that they need. Tutoring, music lessons, baseball and soccer practice, jiu-jitsu. But we're not even tossing the ball for our golden retrievers in the afternoons. They have needs too, and we need to fulfill them. If you really love your dog, you need to give them more than food, water, love, and cuddles. They need mental stimulation, physical exercise, training, challenge, purpose. See, the reason why I love dogs so much is because I believe they've been placed in our lives to teach us lessons of humanity we often forget. They love unconditionally, they don't hold grudges, they forgive instantly, and they live in the moment. Is it possible dogs have been placed in our lives to demonstrate this type of love? I believe so. Today, dogs are riding in our cars, going on our hikes, and picking up kids from after school. They are part of our daily life, and they're part of our family. But being a part of our family doesn't mean that they're human. It means we need to honor who they really are. We need to love them in the way they need to be loved, not just in the way that feels good to us. So give them a purpose. Take them on an intentional walk. Train them. Engage them. Stimulate them. Help them succeed. Because just like us, dogs need a mission. And make that mission part of your daily life. After all, dogs aren't just man's best friend. They're here to teach us to be the better ones. Ta-da!